of this game, I think it's going to be Arise.
Yeah, I mean, Arise and Darfin, both of those guys really need gold, but we're going to find out this is going to be Game 3, the pivotal one. Chantel and Sagi, please take it away.
Game number 3. Again, this is Wetrnd versus APG. We saw the full potential of the Filipino team earlier on that game number 2. Now for APG, what's going to be the answer in this? Now we see the hero composition. What do you think about the hero lineup?
I think it will be in the favor coming in for the side of Arise and Darfin to look for these big plays. But in this Clash Lane matchup here, Syndicate has been consistent in winning these 1v1s.
You know what, for APG, I really like that they actually answered the aggression of Wetrnd from game number 1 and even game number 2. They're now proactive around the map and somehow trying to find as to where their jungler of Wetrnd is rotating on this game.
Yep, the rotations coming in the early game will be quite pivotal for these two teams here. But so far, in this bottom lane, it is Aaron against JD in that 1v1 matchup here, unlocking Darfin on that early to collect more resources as we talk about it. But this early game, pretty quiet so far.
Yeah, to be fair, for the lineup of ABG, let's expect this to be a bit slow early on because as much as possible you have that level, you need that level 4 for Saber's hero,
Yulong.
even for Yulong. But speaking of aggression, there will be a lot of folks coming in at the bottom lane and almost close. So Wetrnd might be able to set up a play, but they will disengage as of the meantime.
Very good stuff here coming in from Wetrnd. They respect the play coming in from Yulong and they disengage it with a lot of smoothness as we talk about, and a rotation coming in for the side of Rise, getting more of these farms, but engage, drops towards Shizan. Shizan, no flash, it gets executed as the first blood here, but Syndicate with no flash, can he escape towards safety here as Aaron is a bit too low? Coming in with the Hound, Yulong takes another kill coming in from APG, but a return kill for Darfin as we match the score with a 2-2 scoreline.
Okay, nice initiation by both, but we really have to commend Siang at that time. He was on point with the teleportation. 2-2 again for Wetrnd. I really like the aggression out the middle lane. Let's look at the instant replay. So at this moment, there was a setup play from the side of Wetrnd, but look at Siang, right on a point for that the backup damage for the side of APG, taking down another player for the side of Wetrnd.
And the timing coming in from Darfin as well to collect a beaten kill onto Saber was very much crucial as well here. But take a look at this top lane here. Aaron camping onto his Yang here, Destructive Deluge, catches onto two-man knockup from the side of APG's Xiao, getting back-to-back kills on the board for Alpha Gaming.
Masterful usage of the Honey Sweet Breeze for Shizan at the time. I think it was a miscommunication on the side of Wetrnd because it feels like for them, they wanted to set up a play at the top lane, but because of the skill usage that Xiao has, then APG had the edge. So 4-2 is the score, APG's on the lead, but not considered to be a huge lead for this game. It's just an early game, and this is a bit slow as compared to game number 1 and even game number 2. So things are being more systematic for both teams.
Yep, APG definitely amping up the tempo after that game 1, game 2 performance. For Shisan on that Honey Sweet Breeze, he definitely read that play super duper well.
Yeah, that's true. And if we look at the items, Sasagi, we could see, or even the gold leader rather for the junglers, we could see that the Yulong is actually on the lead. Not to consider to be that huge. It depends on the next team fight because in a few seconds now, we will have an objective that could be taken by both the teams. A lot of folks coming in at the top lane. We have Siang versus Aaron and even a Syndicate. This
He
is
dodges
into
that Destructive Deluge. Aaron has the flash. Might have to force it here. Forcing out the flash here. Same goes for Siang. 1v2 exchanger in favor for the side of APG. Flash for flash, but take a look towards the bottom side here with more members coming in from APG. That's a free Tyrant.
Yeah, that was expected from APG because Siang was able to sustain all the damage. Could have been a trade for the side of Wetrnd. So we could see that for APG, they are on the lead on this game. By the way, Byron, one of the priority picks is expected that in terms of early laning, they will be on the lead.
Going in, but did not really find the mini route here coming in from the Mirror's domain. So Shizan did escape thanks to a sliver of rotation, no duration.
To be fair, I really like the change in the dynamics for both teams. I mean, for game number 1, it was really fast for the side of APG. Wait, speaking of fast, but a big play.
A Bit of a danger here. Does get out alive. Still has that heal here. Honey Seed Breeze catches onto Maze. Maze missing that timing here. Gets CC chain until the fact that he is unable to cast that Unbridled Outburst.
And you don't want to give JD those kills early this game, so could be an edge for APG all throughout. So we have the reverberation already for Shisan. So we're waiting for another item. This is 700 gold lead. By the way, in terms of the mages or mid laners for both teams, so as expected, we will see APG to be more aggressive because they are more on the first side, while for the Lady Shen, it is considered to be a utility one.
Correct, and Arise will be one of these key markers to really find those big engages here as Shisan pop in that ultimate here, forcing the movement for the side of Wetrnd to back away from that tier 1 here as Yulong using the Heaven and Earth form, forcing the team coming in from Wetrnd to back away. On towards the flip side here, Syndicate getting the ultimate pop here, but Unbridled Outburst here from Maze catches onto Saber and also Yulong here, but is the damage enough as we see a clean disengage here, but hang on a moment though as Syndicate gets decimated once again by that Honey Sweet Breeze.
Masterful play again from APG, and it feels like for Wetrnd, they're a bit lacking in terms of damage to actually burst even a Yulong. I mean, it's a Yangjan, okay, but still, if we have longer team fights and you have the Dahlia, at that moment, there was no Dahlia. So for Wetrnd, they need to speed things up for Darfin. And speaking of Darfin, already 4.3k, already has the item. So it feels like for APG, the good thing is that they're continuously pressuring all the lanes of Wetrnd. And speaking of pressuring, Yulong is at the top lane, securing those minion waves. Could be a secure for them, mid lane.
Arise getting onto 2 here with that beautiful engage coming in from Aaron here. Does find Shisan and both Saber in that mid lane here. Aaron, he's been on point on that Lady Sun.
Definitely, but 6-4 Sagi for this game. Let's watch the replay wherein there's going to be a setup from the side of Wetrnd, but at the same time, we have the counter supposedly. For APG, it's all about the Lady Gen. It's all about the timings now for the mid lane.
It's very nice stuff here. This is why you mentioned that Aaron likes to funnel gold into Arise, but you can see the collaborative effort between Arise on the initial engage with Aaron immediately flashing in for his jungle.
And you know, it's all about the confidence in terms of mastery in terms of the hero usage. For APG, good thing is that they group up and somehow tell Wetrnd that we're here. There's a potential play at this part of the map. Wetrnd currently being pushed back at the bottom lane, but we have the space for Darfin at the top lane. So it's all about trades now.
4-man of Bridal Outburst here, forcing the disengager, buying time for Darfin in that clash lane here. As towards the mid lane here, Aaron, Xiang, both critically low in their health bar here, but objective advantage fall towards Wetrnd Esports as Darfin, he was just getting a free turret up towards that clash lane.
And it isn't early, that's actually farming. So let's expect later on the damage will spike against APG, and I really like that for Wetrnd, and we have the trades now. You know, they're finding a way to somehow limit the possible threat from the side of APG. The lead earlier was around, what, 2,000? But it's now around 1,000. So it means that there is a progression around the map. And speaking of, they need to defend this tower at the middle lane, to which they are successful, and APG is still finding that rhythm to somehow be aggressive against Wetrnd.
This is what they need to do right now coming in from APG. They are playing against a timer here. Their late game falls in the hands of Shisan on that Xiao Qiao here. If they were to go towards a ultra late game and Arise were to find that one single assassination, things could go really ugly coming in from the side of Alpha Gaming.
Yeah, that's true. That's why I think for the rest of this game, or for most cases on this game, for APG, they shifted into a macro play style as compared to games 1 and 2, wherein they were already head-on 5v5. But I think they can. Taking out the position of Mace, he could come from the back and give information to the rest of the players of Wetrnd.
Hang on a moment as we see Yulong going towards the back line here, forcing out the flash coming in from Aaron here, but Yulong to Dawn front here for the side of APG as Xiao might be the next member to fall, with Xiao being frozen by the Destructive Deluge. 4 members coming in for the side of Wetrnd as they trade coming in for APG with JD and Shisan's consistent damage output.
JD now at 3-0-1 for APG. Could have been a kill or could have been a win for Wetrnd on the team fight, but all boils down on a better execution in terms of the initiation bottom lane. There could be a poke from the side of APG. JD is low on life!
Nice golden token coming in from JD. Very good counter kill here, but Syndicate did try his best
Almost
on that,
close.
but almost close,
Almost
but not
there.
so there.
Okay,
Hey,
Aaron.
Shazan coming in the flank. Bloody Sweet Breeze does not land, but the return here does get another kill here. That's the 10-minute mark, and that is a free Shadow Tyrant going over to APG.
I think even at that time, even though Aaron has maybe the flash, I don't think he will be able to escape that threat from the side of APG. Okay, APG on the blue side. Arise is being zoned out. Maze is there. Saber is trying to secure that one. And I think for this one, they're individually playing for the side of Wetrnd.
Things were looking really good coming in from both teams until this very marker, whereby you're giving all these objectives here, but Xiang forcing out the position here, allowing Arise to catch our Shazan here, and Xiang also drops here. What a big catcher with the unbridled outburst on towards Yulong here. Yulong unable to heal up here as Wetrnd Esports are back at it again. They are so good in these team fights.
Definitely. Look at Durfin, 5-1-0 on this Arlie. And we talked about the prowess of an Arlie, right? And just imagine you already have the item, you're able to clear the minion waves. It means you have enough gold. And right after that, we mentioned about the macro plays or securing the objectives. Then we have Wetrnd securing the Shadow Overlord.
APG lost that fight even if they had that Shadow Tyrant here. So that is a very bad news if you were Alpha Gaming or Alpha MKL fan. But for Wetrnd and PKL fans, Darvin is still unstoppable on that early thus far.
From 5-1-0, now 6-1-0. I think also for the lineup for APG, there's no potential threat like someone that could actually stop him in terms of the mobility and such, crowd control and all. So 9-12 is the score. Considering the fact
that... Right up, first cast on JD forced to flash away so on the side of Syndicate here as the disengage comes through from the side of Wetrnd. Wetrnd has to back away, but the tokens are sticking onto him like the mosquitoes.
Godlike already for JD. It's a battle between the farm laners now on this game. We're almost close onto the late game. 12 minutes into the game time. APG 3.2k. Let's watch the replay. It was on the middle lane around 11 minutes. There was a setup play. Actually, JD was doing all those 3 hits. And it's all about the damage now. It's all about the damage per second. Every hero on this map.
The two marksmen that you talk about, Wetrnd Esports Darfin on that Arlie and APG's JD on that DRNJ. Whoever gets the first kill in these team fights on these marksmen will be the hero of this game. And so far, Arise has been doing a very darn decent job in catching Shazan on those attempts.
Now that we've focused on the farm laners, aside from them securing those positions to do the free hits, we also have to consider how the support system of the teams will help this player. So it's all about confidence now, and even the positioning for both teams. What's really nice for APG is that they're able to sustain this lead. Despite Wetrnd's efforts to actually set up a play, they still can, and they continuously shred the players and even take the resources of Wetrnd. Speaking of resources and speaking of support system, you have players guarding the areas as to where JD is trying to take the tower.
It's protected JD here coming in for the side of Alpha Gaming here. Another tower goes in favor coming in from Alpha Gaming. That's all the outer towers being removed from the PKL fan favorites for now. 4,000 goalie, almost 5 for APG. We need to see how the team fight really unfolds. Can Arise once again find the key marker on towards the likes of Shazan or JD?
Somebody has to find Shazan. He is the burst player, or the hero that has burst on this game, and we're almost close to the equilibrium of this game. Majority of the heroes or the players already have the items that they need to be considered as a threat. On the other side, so we can see right now for APG, trying to take down the Tyrant. Will Wetrnd be able to contest this one?
Maze goes in with the unbridled outburst here, pushes away Shazam. Maze finds the steal on towards the Tyrant here, but Aaron going so low towards the backline here as Maze is the sacrificial lamb. She's a hero stealing away that objective.
In front of the players of APG, Maze was the hero on that. And we could say that for Wetrnd that they still can defend the threat coming in from APG. 14-9 on this game. APG marches in, although Xiang isn't part of this pressure given to Wetrnd.
Currently, we see a bit of a push coming in for the side of APG as Darfin going in for the aggressive pushback on towards the members here. But you can start to see damage coming in from the Xiao Xiao is starting to ramp up.
At this point, I want to ask the players what they had for breakfast because they're playing really well.
Yeah, they definitely took a lot of pointers and notes coming in for
Wait,
the
wait,
roster
wait.
here, but Arise going in for the assassination onto Yulong. Syndicate is in the depths of the APG roster here. Can he run away? But Arise going in for another play, collecting the kill onto his Shisan here. But it is not over yet. JD against the world, gets the first kill on towards the side of Darfin. Misses away the golden token here. It is 2v3. JD gets caught out by the knockup here. Has to back away. 2 for 2 so far coming in for both of these two teams, but it is looking so darn close.
JD's on fire, 8-0-1 on the Durenji. Just imagine, almost close on life, but still confident that he could kill players from Wetrnd. Again, 11-16 on this game. You have the Overlord, you have the players from APG. You both have 2 players down, although Yulong has been respawned already. So it's all about the positioning on taking this objective. You have Mace on the vision for the side of Wetrnd. You also have Arise, who is ready with additional item against APG. For APG, they need to take control. They have the Zolia, they have the Yulong, they have the sustain. We could see right now Mace is being poked. Okay, there's a breather. They respect each other. There's discipline. There's timers as to when and where they will start the fight!
Right uppers catches on to 2 once again as we see Arise dancing onto the battlefield. First victim for side APG will be Saber on that Dolia here, but is there a follow-up engage coming in for any of these teams as we see both teams once again pull back here? If Wetrnd gets to get the wave, they could very much force a 4v5 on that Shadow Overlord.
Sagi, imagine this is already 6 minutes of the game, 16 rather. It's a very long game for both. The emotional pressure kicks in. We have Xiang in front, but Arise will secure that one for Wetrnd. Overlord Vanguards marching in onto the areas of APG. And for APG, it feels like they're just waiting for that perfect opportunity. The perfect setup play, the perfect burst coming in from Shizan.
But Wetrnd Esports, they are bringing the PKL energy to Quill City Mall in
I feel
Malaysia.
it.
This is exactly the playstyle that we see from Boom Esports, from Blacklist International, and right now, we're seeing it from Wetrnd Esports.
That's true, and we consider Philippines as an emerging region in terms of HOK, and this is what they've been practicing. This is what they've prepared. Days before KNC. I mean, KNC is about nation's pride. Them bringing the Filipino pride. I mean, even for the viewers, I am sure that they're ready for it.
Once again, Maze catches onto Shisan here. Shisan, no flash, no Splendor, has to force it out right now here, but he's so darn close here. But Xiang finds over Darfin on towards the front side. Syndicate, one man against the world. Yulong going in with the Hound, catches over Syndicate. Syndicate, can you run away? Another Hound coming in from Yulong to catch the side laner here. Both the Clash and Farming are down. JD going in on the assassination attempt onto his Aaron here. Right now, it is looking a 4-2 in favor of the MKL fan favorites.
Now the story is about the decision-making. APG finding that right moment to actually counter. We see Arise trying to somehow go for that contest, but it's gonna be APG securing that one. 18 minutes, almost close to the 20-minute mark for this game, and I really love that APG is taking back that control on this game number 3. It's just game number 3.
It's just game number 3. It's not even game number
Just game
5.
number
But
3.
look at the map right here, Chantel. Towards the bottom lane of APG, when that fight happened, the tier 3
Right.
fell in favor for Wetrnd here. If, we're talking about if, the Tempest Dragon were to spawn towards top side, that could be such a big minion lead for the side of Alpha Gaming.
That's true, that's true. So you have to take note of all areas around the map. 80 minutes again. Saber's finding the right spot with those possible face check around this area. So again, APG is taking control of the map. You have even Mace being forced to back away. As much as possible, if you are Wetrnd, you need to defend all high ground towers.
Another
as early
engage
as
coming in
possible.
from Wetrnd here as we see 1v1 between Darfin and also JD here. But Mace, can you look for a safety retreat here? He does back away. More damage onto his Yulong here as both of these teams are going dangerously low. 40 seconds on that Tempest Dragon here. Shisan, your position is so darn forward here as Arise goes for the assassination onto his Shisan. That is a big kill. But Arise, can you escape towards safety here? He gets taken down. 30 seconds on that Tempest Dragon as we are looking at more of these fights. Darfin goes in, gets taken down. JD with the Sage, Sandwich
That's it!
Box. He's up, he's available when you need him the most. JD, 10, 0, and 4 on that DRG. He is the man of APG.
One player left. It's going to be Syndicate. That's it for the Malaysian team. After a very long game, APG standing strong against Wetrnd.
What a back and forth game, Chantal. This is what we're looking for coming in from both PKL and MKL.